We certainly are, Hazel. A very good afternoon, everyone. We're both looking forward to seeing how the birthday boy plays today. 42 years of age, but he's up against
Thank you, the first frame. Ronnie O'Sullivan to break.
A tough Welsh opponent in Michael White. So off we go then. Ronnie gets the match underway. And a pretty good break-off shot there.
Yeah, really looking forward to this match, Dennis. Michael White, he has won a ranking tournament, Poland the Classic already this season. But other than that, he hasn't played particularly well. But he's a man for the big occasion, there's no doubt about that. And this is certainly one of those. It's going to be a tough test for him today. I think it depends on the start for Michael White, Dennis. I think if you get off to a good start and settle down quickly, then it could be a very interesting match. But like any player playing Ronnie O'Sullivan, you know, on the big stage, it depends how fast Ronnie starts as well.
Another pretty good safety shot from Ronnie. But Michael White, I mean, we're looking at a player here who made his first century, competitive century, when he was 9 years of age and won the World Amateur when he was 14. That's amazing.
He's got bundles of talent, there's no doubt about that, and he's very, very quick around the table. Scores very fast. It was quite interesting in the intro when he was being interviewed. He said that a safety has to be top notch. Well, it certainly has to be, but also scoring has to be top notch today as well to put Ronnie under any pressure. It's one thing that sometimes we forget about with Ronnie O'Sullivan, for all his big breaks and 147s, and his safety is about the best that there is. A match for anybody.
Well, this is not the best safety shot he's played if this red keeps on running. No, it's pulled up just in time. Looked like it was going to go right over the corner pocket there. And it's put Michael in a spot of bother, the fact that it's finished there, because it's not easy to knock this in. And he has no easy safety shot on. So he just might have to take it on. It wouldn't normally be his choice. He's looked at the potting angle. Oh, if he doesn't get this, he could leave Ronnie right in amongst them. And that's a terrific shot. Deserves to be on the black. Superb cueing there.
That's not too bad. He's on this
8.
red into the left-hand corner pocket and can stay on the black.
Nine.
Looks to be a little bit straight on this black. Yeah. Didn't get into the cue ball the way he would have liked. He is blessed
16.
with a lot of cue power, but didn't use it there at all. Trying to get on to that red just below the pink, and playing it off the cushion now at this angle makes it a lot more difficult. This is missable.
Michael White, 16.
As Ken said, it was certainly missable from that angle. It was the shot before just where he, it was more of a stun than the screw. He just didn't cue it as he normally would have. And you can see Michael looking
1.
to see what Ronnie was going to do with that shot, and he's just looking around the corner, looking over the back of Ronnie there. Just a bit awkward on the blue, and that's the reason he's taking the yellow. Oh, now then. He might get away with this even if the white goes in the pocket.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 1.
There's a potable red to the left middle, but that was an unexpected miss on the yellow. No one's seen that coming.
He's got a couple of reds to the left centre. Not easy, of course, from the jaws of this bottom pocket, but certainly worth having a go at it. He's looking at the safety shot. Well, quite a long way away from that one. Has he left it?
That's a bit too thin from that shot there. It looks as if he can cut the red in. But I think he's just playing the safety shot. You could do with a gap here between the green and blue to get down off the left side of the reds. And there might just be a gap. And there was, and he's played it well. Very good shot.
Another mistake from Ronnie. Unexpected. But he hasn't left anything.
Doesn't have make a big difference that's twice Ronnie's missed one pot and he got it safe, and then hitting the jaws of the pocket and it ran safe. He could quite easily have put Michael in on both occasions.
This cue ball's going very close to this corner pocket. Oh, he's played it very, very well. He has him in a spot of butter here.
It's a bit of a messy table though, isn't it? With the black where it is, pink off its spot, yellow up this end of the table. You never know how it's going to pan out, but it's a bit of a scrappy frame. Neither player would wish for that, but you never know how the balls are going to finish up.
That was a great shot. That was an excellent return, and Ronnie duly acknowledges it. Top on the table. It's the type of frame that both players won't really enjoy that much. I like to have the more conventional frame, and it's a bit of cat and mouse at the moment, trying to find that first opening.
He's covered most of the reds. The one between the pink and the red near the pink spot is the only possible pot. And if he took that on, the white would be going towards the right corner pocket. So he's going to try and cut this in the right middle, but it's awkward cueing this. No, that wasn't easy. But the cannon on the brown has kept everything safe. But gradually they're starting to open up. Well, there's a couple of reds that Michael can have a go at here. That one's almost straight, a little bit of angle, but the yellow's up this end of the table. That's what he's looking at, to see if he stopped it dead. Would he be on the yellow? If he stopped it dead, he'd be snookered for the yellow with that red that's to the left of the one he'll be taking. But playing with topspin, he's got to be careful the white doesn't follow it in.
One.
That wasn't easy, that.
Michael, white one.
He was hoping to get the cue ball behind the brown, but he's left this red beside the blue just for a straightforward safety shot here from Ronnie. Trying to get that cue ball back up behind the brown here. I'm just wondering, can he cut this one into the bottom right hand corner pocket? There's a couple of reds he can go at. Maybe a pat back out for blue or yellow. Oh, good pot. Again. He's brought some good long balls already in this frame. That's another good pot. Tried to get the gap and get back out for the yellow into that left corner pocket. Now, does it go into the right centre? Well, it's very tight. Wow.
Michael, white one.
Very tough to judge those.
I'm going to let the white run away there. good queuing. And just look at the table. There's very few points
6.
available, but it's one of the situations sometimes Ronnie O'Sullivan is so good at break building when there's not a lot there. But he's not timing the ball
7.
just as well at the moment. He didn't get into that one. It is the first frame and takes the players just a while to settle in.
12.
He's got an angle on this red to try and clip the black and the red here on the right side of the table. Doesn't have to, but it's possibly on. No, didn't take the opportunity.
13.
That's worked out okay. He can drop the blue in, and of course he's got the red over the right centre. Now we need a nice angle after potting this red, hopefully for the blue.
18.
And then maybe try and
19.
go into those 4 reds there, just below the black spot. It's a big target. Well, he hit them okay, but
24.
nothing available.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 24.
Certainly not the type of frame we were expecting to start off in this match. It's just sometimes the way it goes, the way the balls can sometimes get tied up.
Got to be a bit careful here. He doesn't catch colour on the way back down. Yep. Played at the other side. The normal shot would be off the left side there, but the yellow and blue were in the way of the cue ball heading back down the table. But this will cut in. It's a free shot for Michael. He's just spotted something on the white there. Referee Marcel Egghardt just removing the foreign object off the cue ball. But it is a bit of a free shot, as I say.
That's a few times Ronnie has put Michael down in this position, and it's always very tough to cue out of the almost over the pocket. I'm going to be so precise. Wasn't the best safety shot, but he'd be certainly happy with it. Good effort.
How many times have we seen that white up in the jaws of that right corner pocket? That both players playing pretty good safety, but this will cut in. It's a half chance for Ronnie. Now it's gone close on numerous occasions, and there again it's in the jaws. But he's on the brown, and there is a red. The one that's nearest the right corner is available. The other one possibly might be. He's now looking at the green, but you'd think the brown would be the better one for position. Yeah, back at the brown again. Oh, the flick on the blue. What's the outcome? I'll tell you what, it might not be bad, because he's flicked a red away and it looks as if the black's now available, and he can roll the red into the left middle pocket where his hand is there. So that could turn out to his advantage, that flick on the blue.
Six.
I tell you, that really takes superb cueing. That was a fantastic shot. The brown wasn't that easy either. But those two shots in a
13.
row, I'll tell you how good he's cueing.
14.
Now watch this, it was amazing. When he flicked the blue, I thought, wow, it's all going wrong. But look at the other flick on the red to free the black. But as Ken said, the pot in the middle pocket was superb.
Well, this is another tough one
21.
coming up. It's not straightforward, this. No, he doesn't like it.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 21.
He doesn't want this red to knock the black safe. He's playing a safety shot. And the red across, that's okay. .28 points the difference. The game is now opened up. So one mistake could be costly.
At the moment, he may not be timing the ball as well as he like. Ronnie's a couple of good pots off the cushion, but his safety so far has been excellent. Michaels hasn't been too shabby either. Oh, first loose one.
Well, as I say, we've had a lot of safety because the frame went very awkward. Now can Michael White convert this long red, give himself a chance? Oh dear. Well, as I said, there was a lot of safety play. Wilson, it might be in off the brown, is it? But boy, did he cue that one very poorly. Have a look at this. Oh, that's not the sort of thing you want to see happening.
quite a lot of movement, and that will certainly worry him a little bit. Now a chance for Ronnie. 28-point lead. Can hold for the black here. A little kiss on the yellow. So just a black and one more red for this opening frame. It's been a bit scrappy, but he won't mind. They all count. He's got to judge a little cannon into these two reds here to try and hold the cue ball. No. That hasn't worked out well at all.
8. Ronnie O'Sullivan, 8.
No attempt at the double there, although the red almost went in off the pink. It was all about getting the cue ball behind the black, but he hasn't covered the red. But Michael has got to get the white back up the table and somewhere to the right of the yellow and towards the black. Otherwise he'll leave that red near the middle pocket. It will cut, so it'll be interesting to see how he plays this. He might have a go at it. And he did. But that... Oh, now he's got the white up the table, but not the way he intended. I was just about to say that was the frame over there until it double kissed the red. Another good safety from Ronnie O'Sullivan, who's still waiting for that one red that he needs. Frame coming up to almost 29 minutes.
He's got to be careful here. He doesn't leave this red on into this green pocket.
Foul in the miss. Ronnie O'Sullivan.
Just a little bit short. He's checking the scores. It makes a bit of a difference. I'm sure Ronnie will put him back. He's got to hit it this time because he's 40 behind. If he misses it, it'll be 44 with just 43 left on the table.
No, it's just Michael. Slightly this way. Yeah.
It's so easy to push this red into a potable position. He's looking for dead weight onto it, and he didn't get it. Yeah.
One.
Where's the white going to finish? On the blue spot.
6.
Yeah, 46 ahead.
Seven.
Yeah, a bit of a scrappy opener, wasn't it, Dennis? A lot of safety. The balls went a bit messy.
Yeah, you never know how the frame's going to pan out. It was just one of those frames. It'll probably turn out to be the
12.
longest frame of the match, possibly.
14.
I think we spoke about
Thank you.
Ronnie's
17.
safety game is up there with the best as well, and a few little shots during that frame just showed how good he was. He had Michael in all sorts of
21.
trouble a couple of times, and ultimately cost Michael the frame.
Yeah, he's kept his
26.
focus, which you have to do when you get an awkward frame like this. They're just as important to win, probably more important. Doesn't matter about the pink wobbling in the
26
jaws
on
of the
frame,
pocket.
Ronnie O'Sullivan.
It's a frame that lasted just over half an hour, and Ronnie O'Sullivan takes it, and he leads 1 frame to 0.
Thank you. The second frame, Michael White to break.
That's more like it.
1.
Good long pot. Negotiate the cue ball in and out of balk, and that looks just about perfect. Table looks to be playing
6.
a little bit quicker than the other day, but playing absolutely beautiful. Just stroking the ball.
Seven.
That was a good point that Peter Ebden made about the practice there. People watching think, well, he's just a natural player. He doesn't have to practice. There's never been a player that could play and get to the top of the game of snooker without putting the hard work in. There's no easy route to getting to the top of this game. You've
14.
got to put the hours and hours of practice in.
Yeah, there's a great quote from the great Sir Alex Ferguson. Says, talent without hard work wins nothing. And Ronnie's got bundles of talent, but he works hard to go with it, and that's why he's been so successful. 25 years ago he won this championship when he was just 17 years of age. And of course, bidding this year, he's won it 5 times. He's bidding this year to equal Steve Davis's 6. Remarkable career, and still going strong.
30. $31. $38.
Right,
39.
totally the opposite to the opening frame.
$46.
Just a couple more reds available.
$47.
Even the great players
Ronnie O'Sullivan,
take their eye
47.
off the pot sometimes. He concentrated on the cannon into the reds there. Had to play it with side and just took his concentration off the pot.
One.
I think it's very important for Michael White here to knock a few in just to settle down. I mean, that went in off the left jaw. That. If we had to hit this any harder, just have a look at this.
8.
It would have come back out again.
9.
So he's a very talented player, so he could do with knocking in a few here to get right back into this second frame.
Yeah, that's situations like this that he really has to score from, just to not only give himself a bit of confidence, but just to
16.
let Ronnie know that he's going to have to play well to beat him. But Ronnie, he has to make Ronnie know that if he misses, he's going to get
17.
punished. So it's an important break, this, for Michael.
$24. $25.
I think the red that's close to the pink doesn't pot, so you might leave a little angle on this red to try and nudge that red into play. And this looks perfect.
32. $33.
Now the only awkward red, Dennis, would be that one just below the black on the cushion, you would have to say. That may be the key to this frame. I think he tried to move it there.
40.
Yeah, definitely tried to take it off the cushion.
Yeah, he's changed his mind a couple of times there.
41.
That's okay. Very easy to get up for that red to the right of the blue. Oh, and he got a kick. Oh, he almost missed the pot. That would have been unlucky. He got a heavy contact there, but he's okay. Just show it to you again. Just jumped a little bit. Now, how's he going to go about this red that's behind the black? Is he going to play to get on it for either corner pocket, or if he doesn't fancy that, he can leave the white in such a position that he could put Ronnie in all sorts of trouble. Be interesting to see how he goes about this and what his decision will be. When you're at the table, sometimes you think, well, I'm going to go for it. But that's what he's already debating in his own mind there.
Well, I think he's got to try and get on a ball colour of the blue and try and get down somewhere close to that red.
49.
I'll just put a little cue ball up there, Dennis. I think if he gets anywhere within that vicinity, then he leaves a nice angle on the red. Needs to miss the black. Has he missed the black? Just got 51. A little flick, didn't he, on the black?
Yeah, he could put everything into just potting this. Well, he's got a slight angle. I say that's the problem with these
Michael
pockets.
White, 51.
If you force them. It's okay when you're just dropping them in along the cushion, but when you've got to put any pace into them, it's so easy for this to happen. I mean, it looked good there. But this was the position that Michael could have put Ronnie in. But you can't blame him for trying to knock the red in.
A little bit surprised, Dennis. He could have just dropped the red in dead weight instead of getting out onto the black and maybe laying a snooker for Ronnie O'Sullivan. You know, if he just drops the red in and the angle wasn't fantastic, was it, to get out for the black? He could have dropped it in, maybe played a little snooker just behind the black and put Ronnie in a lot of trouble. And now he's got to not only try and hit this red, but just getting it safe is going to be the most difficult part of this equation.
Yeah, he's going for the swerve shot. Right down his cue. Now, where's the red going to finish? And where's the cue ball going to finish? Is the blue coming to the rescue here? It is. He holds his hand up. You never know where they're going to finish, and what a result there.
It was a case of anything you can do, I can do. I can do better. This is... He has to clip the edge of this red, because if he clips it full ball, the green will take all the pace out of the cue ball and the red one. So he's got to clip the edge of this red. Well, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. He'd be happy with that. I don't think Ronnie can pot this red.
Well, if he sends the red all the way around the angles, it'll get somewhere behind the black, you would think. Here it comes. Oh, caught the jaw of the pocket, otherwise he would have got the red in behind the black. Tell you what, if Michael can play one good safety shot here, double the red across, white back up towards yellow and brown, the red might go close to the right corner pocket. Played it well. This is a very good shot. Excellent. Is there a gap?
I think there is, you know. I think there is a gap. Well, look at that. Oh. Well, Ronnie's time to be extremely lucky. We got the double kiss. There is a big target there, the green and the pink, and of course the blue will use them as blockers, but the yellow's not a bad one either. Been some great safety. Well, he's going to need a little bit of luck here. Two cushions escape. Nowhere.
Foul. And a miss. Michael White.
Don't think he's left the free ball. So Michael will ask the referee to replace the cue ball.
Yeah, Michael. So.
Yeah, Ronnie's not playing to just hit this. He wants to clip it, as Ken mentioned. This could be a free ball. This could be very costly. This could have cost him this frame.
And a free ball.
It is. And I know it's the best of 11 in this early days, but this is a huge frame for this young Welsh player.
Yellow ball.
Yellow counts as 1 point.
1.
I don't know about you, Dennis, but I think I'd like to get the green back up on its own spot here and just make the break
6.
a bit easier. Okay, he's 18 points ahead. He could go blue, red, blue or pink, and then yellow, and then Ronnie would need snookers, but he could hold for the green here if he wished. Now he's going to go
7.
red, blue, yellow. Ronnie will need 1 snooker. It's a big frame. I know it's early in the match, but this is a frame that Ronnie really should have won. This may settle Michael White down in this match.
Yeah, surprised he left a free ball with that attempted escape there. Trying to just clip the red.
$14.
But as you can see, only 1 snooker required, so this green may pass the black. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think this was the problem by not getting the green back on its spot. He's made life a little bit more difficult for him. If this green doesn't go in, well, just about.
17. Michael White, 70. And the second frame.
Well, Ronnie says that's enough. So Michael White gets his first frame on the board. It's 1 frame all.
The third frame. Ronnie O'Sullivan to break.
Once again, another very good break-off shot. Almost got the white, well, it's virtually tight on the cushion. That's what you're looking for from the break-off. And Michael just tapped the table there to acknowledge that. It's what you'd call, it's almost the perfect break-off shot, Ken, isn't it?
Yeah, and of course he plays it left-handed as well. You know, you tend to forget about Ronnie breaking off left-handed. You see him breaking off left-handed, and it just becomes so customary. You take it for granted. Just coming off 2 cushions to try and land on a red.
Foul in the miss. Ronnie O'Sullivan 4.
That's the perfect line. Can he remember where he hit the cushion?
If he doesn't hit it this time, he'll be forced into maybe taking the pot on for his next shot. This looks a little bit weak as well. Will it reach? I think it's okay. Yeah, well played, well played.
One.
Good pot from Ronnie into it. An acute angle there into the middle pocket. Never easy.
Three. Four.
This is the only other red that's available.
Ten.
And those 2 reds are a little awkward to get a good split here, but he's so good at this type of shot. And he's played that very well indeed.
17.
And just going back to what the boys and Hazel were talking about in the studio about mental strength in this game. I haven't seen Dr. Steve Peters. He arrives a lot of the times with Ronnie. He's a sports
25.
psychiatrist rather than a psychologist, and when he's around,
26.
Ronnie's always in a good frame of mind.
Yeah, but I think his good friend Damien Hirst is here as well, of course, the artist. He always seems to have a calming influence on Ronnie. Get on very, very well together.
34.
We talk about how tough this game is. Michael White bounced out of the arena after winning that close last frame. He comes back,
41.
Ronnie breaks off. He's in a difficult position. He's got no shot. He plays out of a snooker and he's been sitting down in his chair for the rest of the frame. Tough game.
This just proves the importance of getting a good break-off shot.
47.
And Ronnie had the perfect break-off shot.
48.
Well, I mentioned at the time I thought the first frame would be the longest frame of the match. It's certainly proving that way at the moment. Last frame was just 15 minutes.
55. $56.
Should be okay. Just needs to avoid the ball colours and a few reds still available.
That was a lovely little shot Ronnie played there, and it's part of
61.
the art of break building. He used the pack of reds, just a little bit of left hand side, bring some more reds into play, and back up for the blue. Beautiful shot. And of course the
62.
control that goes with it.
Well, he's up at 95%. That's excellent.
67. 68. 75. 76.
'You're watching a player that's made 908 century breaks in his career. That's
84.
remarkable. He's made 2 in this
84.
tournament. 117 is his best. Made 50 centuries last season, 34 this season. In fact, the highest break at the moment held by
91.
Ronnie's opponent, Michael White. It was 142.
99.
Yeah, marvellous century from Ronnie. Never been out of position once. A wonderful break. Makes it
105.
so effortless, easily.
107.
And off from that break off tennis.
$110.
Just coming up to 8 minutes, this third frame.
He's slowing down a little bit, isn't he? Must be only 5 minutes for a century.
114.
Yeah, everyone always brings up the maximum break in 5 minutes and 20 seconds.
119.
And that was made in 1997 at the Crucible. Can you believe it?
125.
Wow, what a magnificent clearance from Ronnie O'Sullivan. It was the great break-off shot that opened the way for him to get that chance, and didn't he take it well? He now leads 2 frames to 1.
Just as quietly as you can, please. Keep the noise down. for friend. Michael White.
Yeah, interesting chat from the two boys in the studio there with Hazel Dennison. It is. It's a great sight when you see Ronnie O'Sullivan in full flight. Particularly some of the shots that he sees, and he sees them so quickly, you know, and plays them with the greatest of ease and aplomb. It will be some feat when he does eventually reach the 1,000 mark in the centuries department. I don't think he's going to be too far away from. He's already up to 909 now. Another couple of seasons, maybe. What do you think?
Could well reach that 1,000, but you never know what's around the corner for anyone in sport or life. You just enjoy it while you're doing it. And the double kiss, well, I thought it might come to his rescue, but he can pot this one to the left corner. Just a couple of the long pots that Michael's had a go at. He hasn't cued them very smoothly. He needs to get in amongst the balls, but he's not getting any chances at the moment. Well, he might get one here. I'm not happy with that shot. He was playing a delicate pot and a cannon to hold for the black there. Well, I did mention there that Michael needed a chance in amongst the reds. He's got that chance, and you know, if he could go to the mid-session interval 2 frames all, he'd be a happy bunny.
Eight. Nine.
I like that shot. I really do. He took the risk there to open reds and stay on the black. Did it perfectly. I mean, that looked, and he made it look very easy, but White could quite easily have ran onto the cushion. So the chances there, can he knock a sizable effort in?
We just had a quick look to see what the top red of those two there, just above the black would it go. Obviously, he doesn't feel that it does, otherwise he would have
16.
got on it straight there. Will he try and stay on the black here and pot in this red?
Top.
The top red of those
17.
two, the one to the right, will pot into this bottom right hand corner pocket. Would really open things up for him. Got a bit of a bounce, but he's still okay.
24. Michael White.
He didn't have to hold for the
24.
blue there. By holding for the blue, it just made that pot a little bit more difficult. He could have easily gone up for a ball colour. Could cost him dearly.
One.
Certainly quickened up this table. A couple of the tables were playing a little heavy, but they're certainly not now. Would you believe it?
Ronnie O'Sullivan 1.
But at first glance, he hasn't left anything. The only possible red is the one up past the pink into the corner. But while he's down on one knee there, he thought he was going to be in his seat for a while. That's tight, isn't it? If he was right behind the red, he might be able to take that on. He tried one in the middle pocket that he caught the yellow with it. It was similar to this, only a different pocket. Well, we're right behind the shot. Oh, he's missed it to the right. I thought, as we show you the shot again, that he would put the white in a safe position, but Ronnie can knock this in. No, yes.
One.
So, second chance. How many can he make this time?
Eight.
Not gone far enough, but still potable, but want to be straighter on this red. Yeah, it just makes this next positional shot a little bit more awkward. Well, he played a nice cannon on that red to hold for the pink.
$16.
Would like to get that red away from the blue. Just sizing her up there. So I'm potting this blue, just try and leave a nice little angle on the red, and when he opens the blue up, that will certainly help his cause. Back down for the black here, or pink, you would suggest.
21. $22.
It's not completely straightforward to win the frame from this visit, but
30.
a few difficult pots to negotiate.
$37. Ronnie O'Sullivan, 37.
Unexpected miss there, but when you force them into the middle pockets, that can happen. Oh, the red jumped there, so, well, it was in the pocket for a split second and jumped back out again, but that was the kick that caused that. So still the possibility of going to the mid-session interval, 2 frames all. And that was a careless one. Well, the red next to the pink might not pot, but he's got the, it'll go to the middle pocket as we look at it, so that's for a few shots time. He's got the one next to the blue, but it's not going to be easy to score many points from this position, where the reds are situated. He's just checking to see if that red next to the pink goes into the left middle pocket. So. Well, he didn't want to be hitting the yellow. That's very careless. He'd already planned his strategy there. It was get on a colour, then get on the one next to the pink. And the cannon on the yellow spoiled all that.
Michael, white one.
Yeah, good escape.
Oh, he's played that nicely. Terrific shot there. He couldn't go down the other side of the table because of the reds that are near that cushion. He would have cannoned into those. Well, that's opened them up. He needs a good cue ball here, and he's going to come up a long way short. But maybe the browns helping him slightly. A long straight red. He's hampered with the brown, so he'll take one of the others. There's 2 there to the left of the pink. Wow.
One. Five. Six.
Yeah, that red, he's just had a quick look. The red is close to the pink, will pot into the left centre pocket. So he doesn't have to nudge that
13.
red out.
14.
27 ahead, black will put him. 34 points ahead. Still needs one red and a colour just to make certain of this frame.
21.
Quick glance at the score.
$22.
And it's a frame that Michael White, Dennis, will feel it's got away from him. He was in first, had a good chance.
Yeah, he's going to go to the mid-session interval 3-1 behind. It's the first to 6, so it's not all that bad. But I imagine if he had have gone there 2 each, he would have really enjoyed his cup of tea.
Just that red to the middle that he missed to try and hold for the blue. Really cost him this frame.
37.
Yeah, this is the one that Ken was talking about. He played the correct shot to hold for the blue, but if he rolled it in, it would have been much easier. But, I mean, there's no way he was expecting to miss that.
42.
But it cost him.
$46. 51. 57. 64.
Michael White had first chance and didn't take it. But Ronnie O'Sullivan takes his chance and a nice break of 64. And he goes into the mid-session now, leading Michael White by 3 frames to 1.
Quietly, please.
Thank you, frame 5. Ronnie O'Sullivan to break.
Thank you, Hazel. And, Ronnie will get this first frame after the mid-session interval underway. He's made some very good break-off shots so far. Not quite as good this time. He's left a possible long pot to the left corner pocket. But it's far from easy, that's for sure. With the way the reds have opened up already, puts a lot of pressure on this opening chance. Could quite easily have been 2 each, you know. He had the chances. He's just limbering up to take this pot on. But he's missed a few long pots by a long way. And where's the red going to finish? Look at this. I mean, sometimes you get away with it, but he missed that by a long way.
Yeah, I think there's been a little bit of movement from some of his pots from distance, and I think, again, slight bit of movement on the backswing there. Quite a long way out. He's potted some good long balls, but then some of the ones that he's missed them by quite a considerable margin.
1.
Not straightforward is that red, and just below the black is slightly in the way. Yeah, just caused a bit of a problem for him. He couldn't avoid hitting it.
8.
There's a red will go up into the left corner pocket, you know. There's a path between the pink and other red. That's what he's looking at there. And he'd be able to get back for the black. Oh, that jumped.
Ronnie O'Sullivan 8.
Maybe he didn't hit it as well as he wanted, but have a look at the red here. Yeah, threw it offline slightly.
One.
Well, it's just the pace. Kept that in the pocket. I was slightly drifting towards that near knuckle. Now,
8.
time for Michael White to fill his boots here. Really got to sort of make the most of these chances
9.
if he has any ambitions to win this match or make it a contest. I'm sure the red below the pink
14.
pots, and that will free up the pink into all 4 pockets.
$15.
Well,
Michael
not
White.
sure whether he
15.
did he get a kick on that. We'll have to have a look at that again, but not quite sure.
I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt there. The way he pointed the cue, I think it did just jump slightly.
One.
Well, he certainly can't grumble about the chances he's had, Dennis, in these first few frames. He just hasn't made the most of them. Ronnie O'Sullivan has been a little bit more clinical, whereas
8.
Michael White hasn't, and that's been the difference.
Thanks. 9.
Let's have another look to see what happened to that black there. It's hard to see the kick there, but usually the ball lifts off the bed of the table.
16.
I'm not convinced it was a kick.
17.
I think he's just been struggling. He didn't look comfortable. And it was even the cannon he played, been potting the red before the black, wasn't played properly. He wasn't even trying to get on the black. He was hoping to be on
24.
the pink.
25. $32.
It's not the best of chances here because the pink's in the way of splitting the red, so he might play up for green or brown here rather than the blue. Because if he had
33.
played for the blue, the pink was in the way of the cannon, so now he's got the green off the side cushion and into the reds, and he could open the whole game up here. Is he on one? Couldn't have played it much better, but has he covered them all?
36.
I think he's having to bend this. He'll have to play it with lots of side, left-hand side, to create the potting angle. There you can see him just striking down a little bit. And he made it look easy, but
37.
he had to bend that slightly.
Red just below the pink pots. There's
43.
also this one dead straight into this corner pocket as well, so he doesn't have to worry about it anymore.
44.
Cannons. They're right at the bottom of those little pack of 3 reds. Pots into the opposite corner pocket. He's already 37 points to the good.
$50. 51.
I think when you're playing Ronnie O'Sullivan, it doesn't have to add a lot of pressure to your game, because you know if you miss, he's going to do this. I mean, a lot of the top players will do this, but more so if you're playing and you're at the table and you know you make a mistake,
57.
you know you're really going to be punished.
58.
Yeah, and it's not only pressure on balls when you're in amongst them yourself, when you do have chances. It's
64.
pressure on your safety shots.
65.
You've got to try and cope with it. We thought after when he won the second frame that it might settle him down a little bit, but he hasn't made the most of his chances. I think he'd be kicking himself, you know, when he looks back on
71.
this match, and he's going to go 4-1 down. The match is certainly not over by a long stretch of the imagination, but
I think Ronnie
71
thought that
frame.
was in. I thought it was in, but it stayed out. And Michael White, as Ken said, did have a chance there, but it was Ronnie O'Sullivan with that one opportunity made enough to secure the frame and also to secure a 4-frame to 1 advantage.
incredible career this young man has had. Birthday boy today. You know, when I first saw him, Dennis, when I moved over from Dublin to Ilford Snooker Centre, he was only, I think, about 10 or 11 years of age. We used to practice a lot in Ilford Snooker Centre together.
Michael White to break.
And even then you could tell how good he was going to be.
I think the darling of Dublin sounds better than the darling of Ilford, Ken. But yeah, you spent many years practicing there, didn't you, before moving back home?
Yeah. I remember a couple of weeks before the World Championship in '97, we practiced almost every day for about 2 weeks, and of course he made that magical 147 that year. I was lucky enough to avoid him in the draw and go on to win the championship, but yeah, we used to have a lot of great days in Ilford practicing with each other. He used to beat me up all the time. I didn't like it that much, but it was certainly good practice. Great shot.
Well, it was a tough enough black if you rolled it in,
8.
but to stun it in at that pace was excellent. No. He's anxiously looking
Ronnie
to see
O'Sullivan,
if he covered
8.
it. And he hasn't, so Chance for Michael. It's time for the man from Leith to go to work here. This is a must-win for him. All about the cannon on the reds here. He doesn't want to let that white slip away over to the left. That's nicely played.
8. Nine.
Yeah, he turns away in disgust. He
16.
quite get. We'll just show you it again. He's still very unlucky, but he didn't want to hit that red. He wanted just to screw past that. Still a bit unfortunate to stick on them, but just cannoned the wrong red there. But that's normally the case when you're struggling a little bit. That sort of thing happens when you're playing well. Even if you cannon the wrong ball, you always finish on one. And where's the safety shot coming from? Can't do much with this.
Michael White, 16.
Might be touching both reds here.
It is touchy ball with both reds, Mike.
That is. Don't see that very often. But at least it solves the problem. Michael can come off this cushion behind the black and back up, and the frame will be back to normal. Yeah, but this is a must-win for him, and that's a pretty good shot. He has to win this frame. 5-1 behind. You wouldn't give him much of a hope.
Well, that's a wonderful safety shot. No part down the right hand side, so I had to use 2 cushions past the blue and negotiated that part very well indeed.
Might be tempted to have a go at this red into the left corner. He could get himself on the black. He's coming around the table to see what he would leave. I think he'd have to pot the red, because if he takes it on, and doesn't get on the black. There's one available to the left middle, so let's see how this works out. That's a marvellous shot.
One.
Well, I say a marvellous shot. It was a marvellous putt, but didn't get the cue ball where he wanted.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 1.
He went full-blooded for it because he was leaving a red to the left middle pocket, but just lost the cue ball.
Well, he's left this red. You can't see it direct, but if he could play the planter, just got one inside that red off the cushion, and could pot this red and still stay on the black. I think he can put it off the cushion. Oh wow, over swerved it.
Yeah, it was funny. It looked as if he could just play it beside off the cushion, but the swerve took it right into the other red, as we show you. But the way they finished up here, and Ronnie knows only too well that this is not easy to get good position from. If he can use the rest, then he's not too bad. He might be able to get onto the black. But with the spider, it would have been tough. Yeah, he's played that nicely.
1. Eight. Nine. Top. 15.
Yeah, it's just not
Michael
happening
White,
for
15.
Michael White. For a few shots he looks okay, and then like that he just cued across it slightly. It's tough out there. He's just at 79% there, as you can see. That didn't even get in the jaws of the pocket, that one. There's nothing over that side of the table to play behind because the green's off its spot and the brown's out of commission as well. So Just playing to get the cue ball as close to the cushion as possible, and that's pretty good.
Doesn't want that red coming over the left center pocket. It looks like it's come far enough. I think this can cut in. Needs a bit of luck with the cue ball. If it runs past the red, he may be on the pink.
One.
No. Slightly bewildered look from Ronnie O'Sullivan. May
Bravo.
elect the brown here. It's not there, so the cue ball will be going back.
Foul. And a miss. Ronnie O'Sullivan 1, Michael White 4.
Ronnie has a move from the position just to make sure. Let the referee know exactly where the cue ball is going.
No, where?
No, not there.
Never seen that before.
Quiet,
I haven't even
please.
smiled yet.
Yeah, Michael.
Well, he's staying there.
Brown ball.
He's not moving. He's
Foul and a
not
miss.
moving. He's still
Michael White
there.
4.
Well, he won't play this shot again, I'm sure of that,
It's
because he's going to
be a
get
third attempt.
warned.
You can see a possible ball on full face yet. You're gonna hit, otherwise you're gonna lose the frame.
Yeah. He'd
It's
forgotten
not
about
right,
that, Ronnie, I think. You can just play the black and
Yeah,
leave the
Michael.
white tight on this cushion. Doesn't have to try and get the white back up the table, just play a containing safety. Just leave the white tight on the cushion. Got the white tight on the cushion, but the only problem, he's put the black safe, has Ronnie. Well, that's a poor effort from Michael. Yeah, Ronnie's 29 points behind him. Okay, he's got the blue in play, but the pink's not ideally placed. But there's no way he should have had a shot at that red. A bit careless from Michael there.
Four.
He's just lost his concentration, Ronnie O'Sullivan, at the moment.
Ronnie O'Sullivan 4.
Not a chance for Michael White. normally such a proficient long putter, Michael White, but it's been completely off today.
One.
Delicate little shot there, nice cannon on the blue.
Six.
May have to win
Seven.
this frame, Dennis, by taking blues with the remaining reds.
Yeah, that's why I mentioned when he pushed the black, say if it was going to make it awkward for himself.
12.
That's not the best.
13.
Although he's on the blue, could quite easily have snookered himself there. Shouldn't be a problem.
Good pot, but he's going to need another good positional shot here
18.
to get back up top side of the blue.
Mm. 19.
Sweet. Very sweet cueing indeed.
24. $25.
Seems to like that blue up into the corner pocket. Wonderful shot.
30. $31.
Well, he's had 5 blues up to now. This will be blue number 6. But at that pace, it was never going to be easy. He didn't want the cannon on the pink.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 31.
That was the problem. From almost tight in the cushion to force that blue in was always going to be difficult. The percentages against getting onto the last red there was very low indeed. So as I mentioned earlier, this is a must-win frame for Michael White. He's still in it. He's just 6 points behind. Wow, that's amazing. You could say the red shouldn't have been near the pink, but still very unfortunate to leave it over the pocket. Had to be thin. Oh, that's a Michael White special coming at the right time. Is he going to drop nicely onto a colour? He's okay. He's got the yellow, which will come back onto its spot. But the brown's going to be the problem ball. But the fact that the blue is up there means...
3.
if he gets as far as the brown, he won't have much to do with it. But having said that, he hasn't left himself perfectly placed here by any means.
No, he's got to try and maybe through the gap between the green and pink here. He's missed it. He's trying to get through the gap.
Michael White.
He's struggling a bit, Ken, isn't he?
Yeah.
You know how it feels. We've all been there. You've got to feel a bit sorry for him, but he's just struggling with his game at present.
Yeah, when he potted the yellow after that good opening red, he just didn't get into the cue ball enough to leave himself straight on the yellow again, instead of having to use the rest. So, struggling a little bit.
But if you hang on in there, you never know what can happen, because Ronnie's lost a little bit of focus, you'd have to say. That's close.
2.
Does this green go past the pink? You can play the snooker if it doesn't. The snooker it is.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 2. Yeah. Foul.
Well, that's... I mean, he had to hit and hope
Ronnie
that
O'Sullivan.
he got it safe, but to send the white into the corner pocket at that pace... I mean, goodness gracious me, you could stand there for a year and not see that happen again.
3. Seven.
Well, it's not over just yet. As I say, I think Ronnie has lost a little bit of focus at the moment.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 7.
That was very careless there. He only needed the blue. So any distance across the table and he was on it.
Oh, he stuck the blue on. It's not a gimme, but it's certainly potable into this right centre pocket. He only needs the blue. Well, it looks like 5-1 now, Dennis.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 5.
2 snookers he's nailed with a very tall order.
And where the black is, it's highly unlikely that he will get the 2 snookers that's required. This is not a bad effort, but
Frame conceded, frame
he
Ronnie
decided that he wasn't going to be able to get the snookers, and he concedes the frame. He had his chances, though, in that frame, Michael White, but it's Ronnie O'Sullivan who extends his lead, and he only needs one more frame. He leads 5-1.
Thank you. Frame 7. Ronnie O'Sullivan to break.
That's the question, Hazel. Will this be the last frame of the match? That's certainly opened the Reds up from that break-off shot. But well, listen, he's 5-1 down. He might as well just throw the cue at it now. Just try and relax and give it your best shot. Sometimes you do relax and you start knocking these shots in. It can be the loneliest place in the world. You know, you're in front of a packed house. You're out there, but and there's no hiding places, there, Ken. It's not like a
No, not at all.
team game.
Yeah, and sometimes you get a little bit embarrassed that you're not performing the way you know you can, particularly on the TV and in front of a nice big crowd in one of the biggest tournaments on our snooker calendar. He's had a couple of good wins to get here, and we were all expecting a lot more. I'm sure he was as well, but it just hasn't happened for him today. His confidence is slowly drained as this match has gone on.
One.
And that's usually the case. I mean, he's potted a cracking red there. And look at the kiss he's got on the black. You know, when everything's going well for you, you'd hit the black, you'd push it into a potable position.
Michael Whiteman.
I mean, he's tight on the cushion, and that's probably the best pot he's had this afternoon. And look at the kiss he had on the black. If you don't get that little bit of good fortune at this game, it's hard work.
You may be able to screw the cue ball back behind the black here. Bring a few more reds into play. This is a possible little shot. Screw the cue ball off the left-hand red of that pack. And try to go the other way. Doesn't want this cue ball going into the pocket. Oh,
Ronnie
no.
O'Sullivan 4.
Well, it's all happening. It's all happening for Michael White. Could possibly be his last shot in this year's championship.
1. Six. 7.
I'm not quite sure whether the pink will respot in its own spot. If it doesn't, Ronnie would prefer to go onto the black spot. And that was possibly the reason why he didn't go into the pack of reds from the blue.
13. 14.
Play a nice little cannon into the pack here. Has he gone too far? Looks too hard.
20.
Good recovery. He's on the yellow into the
21.
right centre.
Gradually,
23.
he'll work his way back up to the scoring end of the table.
24.
He's got the blue and pink available. I say the scoring end of the table, you can score both ends of the table, but the
29.
more points gained at this end with the high valued colours.
30.
And it's looking good now for Ronnie O'Sullivan, has to be said.
Yeah, I don't think he'd be overjoyed by his performance today, Dennis. You know, he does set very high standards for himself, and even when you feel that he's played really well, he'll come out and
36.
say that he wasn't happy. But I don't think he'd be too happy today, even though it looks like he's going to win 6-1.
Yeah, I think the fact that Michael has struggled a bit probably hasn't helped Ronnie's game. He would have raised his game, but yeah, you got to feel a bit sorry for Michael White. He was so looking forward to playing Ronnie O'Sullivan, and it just hasn't happened for the man from Neath.
44.
Oh, I'm sure he'll be back. There's plenty more tournaments for the rest of the season. As I said, he won that Paul Hunter Classic earlier on this year.
Yeah, well, he has won 2 ranking tournaments, and a lot of players through
50.
the career without doing that.
51.
60 points ahead, so just this red.
57.
Leave Michael White leading the snooker. Acknowledged by the crowd.
Yeah, I think the 4th frame, Michael could have gone to the mid-session interval 2-all. Might have been a different story, but
65.
he hasn't really performed in this match. Doesn't matter about missing the pink. Michael has picked up his extension, and he comes forward to congratulate Ronnie O'Sullivan. He just couldn't get going, Michael, and in the end, Ronnie O'Sullivan, this year's favourite, runs out a very comfortable winner by 6 frames to 1.
Come on in.
Anyway, how you doing, Ron?
Congratulations.
See you, bud.
Well
Okay?
done.
Yeah, good to see you.
Into the last 16. Happy birthday, Ronnie.
Yeah, thank you.
How pleased with that today? Because we were just saying that 6-1 sounds fairly straightforward. Was it straightforward from your perspective?
Michael didn't play good at all, did he? You know, he missed so many balls and you could just see he was just struggling, and then he was getting lots of bad luck as well. And I wasn't feeling great either, so, you know, we kind of dragged each other down, but I just think I managed to scramble a bit better today than Michael did, you know.
A century in there. What, 909 centuries so far and counting?
Yeah.
Have you lost count? Is it something you take a mental note of as you go along or not?
Actually, no, I know that each century gets me nearer 1,000, which would be nice to do, but I'm sure someone else will beat it at some point, you know. There's a lot of tournaments these days, so... We've
talked about the 1,000, actually. Is there a sort of expected time scale for this run, or you just keep going with it?
I don't put time on nothing, mate. I'm gone past all that. I just try and enjoy it if I can.
I was going to say, you look like you're enjoying competing, though, don't you?
Yeah.
I'm trying my hardest, you know what I mean? I'm just, you know, it's just come here, just have a bit of fun, you know, try if I win, great. If I don't win, you know, I've always got plan B, which is nice, so it takes the pressure off, really.
And in terms of what we've seen in this championship so far, there's been so many of the top seeds gone out. You're now the top seed left, Ronnie, at number 4. It's been a surprising championship in some respects, hasn't it?
Yeah, I just think, I don't know. I've not really watched a lot of snooker, but what I can gather, a lot of the players have said that they haven't been playing well. You know, and it's a tough game when you're not feeling confident out there, you know. You know, I'm not feeling 100% with my game. You know, this game's a little bit like golf. If you don't get the line right, and you know, you can put the ball anywhere. You know, so but I think I'm a little bit fortunate. I'm a bit probably like Seve or Tiger, where you know I can manufacture shots. You know, whereas the more robotic type players, if they're not online, then they kind of really struggle. Where me, I just a bit like Mark Williams, if you like, we kind of were shot makers as well, so we can kind of scramble a bit better, and that's just what you have to do sometimes.
Do you think there's too much snooker now, Ronnie? Do you think that's affecting some of the top players?
There should be some more. Give us some more.
But you're in the fortunate position whereby you can pick and choose your tournaments, and the players that are playing in everything, do you think there's a question of them burning out, maybe?
I don't care anymore. I tried to honestly, I don't care anymore. I tried to kind of get players together and do anything, but they all just sputtled out in the end, and I just thought, you know what, I just got to do my own thing, live my own life. So I've got to do other bits, you know, outside of snooker, because that's, you know, I can. I just come here, have a bit of fun. This is a Brucey bonus for me, but you know, I understand what the players are going through, but until they get some their bottle together and sort of stand up together, then they're just going to keep having to keep moaning. And I got fed up with moaning, so I just thought I might as well go and get a good life, which I've got a great life now. And you know, I don't care. I don't care what they do. You know, they can just do what they like. Make us play outside if they like in the freezing cold and snow. I won't ever complain about a ref. I won't ever complain about an official. You know, they're all fantastic.
You are Mr. Chill at the moment, I must say.
No, I'm not. I mean, I used to be, you know, because I was ingrained in snooker. That's all I've done. So every little thing bothers you. But I just thought, I can't. You know what I mean? It's too painful. You know, and it's frustrating because you want to get things sorted and you want the players to stick together, but they never do. So I just thought, you know what? You know, get on with it. Have you found the formula? Because I don't know if anybody's quite got it yet. With all of these events and trying to, well, but I mean seriously, you're trying to come in for the majors, right? You've got these three majors. No, I don't care about the majors. Every tournament's a major for me. I'll take any tournament. I don't care. I'm not involved in this game anymore. I just come up, pitch up. UK's the same as the British Open. China, they're all lovely. You know, I'll take any one of them.
So there isn't a formula for success.
No, this is a hobby.
Majors,
no,
all that
I don't care. Because otherwise you start to get driven mad by it. And, you know, all the players are moaning and you feel like you want to try and do something. I'll give up. You know, they can do their thing. I'll do my thing, you know, and good luck to everybody. And, you know, you just got to drive your own car, you know, and that's what I'm doing at the moment. And so it doesn't affect me as much, you know. So if I win here, great. If I don't, I really don't care. You know, I want to win. Of course, I'd love to win. You know, but I'm not going to drive myself mad. And if the referee has a stinker, I'm just going to not, you know, just let him have a stinker.
OK, fair enough. Next year, when we come to the UK Championship, it has been suggested, I know there was a lot of banter in the press room the other day about you potentially going and doing a stint in the jungle. Jimmy's done it, Steve Davis has done it. Are you serious? Would you go in Wichita?
$1,000,000%. I'll do anything now. I love it. I'll do anything. Honestly, I'm up for crack. You know, I used to think, no, I couldn't do that. I've got to be a pure snooker player. But you know, you get to a stage where you think, God, this is painful. That's all fun and good laugh, and everything I do away from snooker is great. So I want to do as much as that as I can, but obviously want to, you know, still play a bit of snooker and do myself justice. But as long as I'm in the top 64, you know, being number 1, number 4, number 64, it don't matter anymore. So, you know, I just kind of just, yeah, why not? Let's have a bit of the jungle.
But tell you
They'll
what,
think I'm a gorilla though when they look at me. I take my t-shirt off, they're golden.
As long as you don't walk around like Steve with, you know,
no,
Steve
no,
Joe,
don't do
Mark,
that.
please.
If you are Mr. Chill at the moment, how do you get the competitive head back on again when you really have to
I
come
love
in?
to win.
Right.
No matter what
Simple
I do,
as
I
that.
love to win. Yeah, I took running up when I wanted to be like you know, compete for my county. You know, I just have this natural desire to want to compete. So that will never go. But I won't get bothered by tables and venues and referees and photographers. The photographers, they've got to behave themselves. they have to come with a little stick, you know, what, a tripod. Otherwise, if they ain't got tripods, they're going. So, more than all you camera guys, get your tripods right. I'll even supply them from as well.
The world, according to you, is a fascinating place, I must say. And what are you going to do for the rest of your birthday then, Ron?
I'm going to go to the gym, treat myself. That's my birthday present. And then go and have some food. And then watch a bit of Celebrity Get Me Out of Here. I couldn't have done that trial last night, though, with the snakes.
No, I saw
Don't
that.
tell them that, because that's what they give you when you
I
go
know,
in.
I know, but you got
No, just say you like
Say
rats
you
and
love
all things.
snakes, right?
I'm going to get trained for it. I want to start getting used to snakes before going there.
You heard it first, that he's in the
have
jungle
to.
next year. I'm not
Yeah.
sure how we're going to cope at the UK Championship without you, but there we go. Ronnie, thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your birthday. Cheers.
Thank you.
All
Cheers.
right.